Welcome to the last episode of Flip Top Topper. We're making this last episode because we don't really know what to do. We showed you what we built, we explained it, and hopefully you got some things out of that video. So we're going to do a 5 and 5, 5 things we like, 5 things we don't like. Would we do it again? We would definitely do it again. Let's just dive right in. 5 things that we like. Number 1. It's strong. It's really, really strong. We were a little worried about that in the beginning of how strong it was going to be, but I'm very comfortable driving this for many, many, many years. These bolts are not coming undone. It's super solid. I reinforced every corner. The only thing that we did have, we had a few bolts that came unloose on the inside when we first built it, but nothing is now coming loose at all. So it's kind of like doing a pre-flight airplane check when you know, every time you go out, when you first build it, but we haven't done one of those in a long time. After you have everything kind of cinched down, it really comes together. This stuff is tight. Okay, number 2, customization. You can build this however you want. We decided to do a long black panel here and the see-through panel here. We wanted a see-through panel up front and we wanted to make the window see-through, but you can do whatever you want. You can have 2 posts here with a clear window in the middle and 2 solid windows here. You can do something different on the back. I mean, whatever you imagine with this stuff, you can build. So it's really cool. You don't have to order a specialized kit or anything. You can build what you want to build. So that's number 2. Okay, number 3 is really the topper. This is probably number 1, but the topper, being that it's convertible, you don't see many of these going down the highway. So we really enjoy it. In the summertime, you open it up, you get that breeze going. In the wintertime, we can fold it back and stay warm and pretty toasty in there. We can also open it up and put a tent on top. You saw those videos. We can put a bug screen on top. So there's some versatility here. We were out west not too long ago and I had the tent all set up. We had the bug screen all set up, and Steph checked her phone because I was sitting out by the fire watching this storm roll in, and we had severe weather, 40-mile-an-hour winds. So I took the tent down, we closed it up, and it was amazing. I've never been in a storm that strong before, and this thing held up like a champ. And we felt safe because the top was closed. We were actually able to use the top. So the top is probably number 1, but we'll say number 3 for the video. 4th thing that we like is how we built the inside. We went back and forth on this, but I'm glad we went small on the benches. That was Steph's idea. So we had more room in the middle for the cooler and the bikes. With the top being a convertible, it's easier to load things. So we can load the mountain bikes easier, load the paddle boards easier. So the system inside, we're enjoying it. We moved the boards around. The boards are pretty easy to move around. It makes a nice, strong, sturdy sleeping platform. With the Japanese mattress, a blow-up mattress, it's super comfortable. So really enjoy that. I guess part of that would be this pad. Really thankful that we spent the time and built this pad because it really saves your knees when you're climbing in and out. So that's number 4. Number 5, and we spent a lot of time on this too, but the cock cord that we use to actually fill the slots in the 80/20 is working great. Not the prettiest looking stuff in the world, but it works and it is waterproof, so that's pretty cool. We don't have to worry about anything leaking. There's no mold, there's no water damage, there's no mildew. And I think I said this earlier, we do use a cover, but you know, even without the cover, we don't really stress too much about it leaking at all, which is really nice. So I know this is supposed to be 5 things we liked and 5 things we didn't like, but we're gonna have to do a bonus because these T-slots are super cool. You can attach all kinds of things. Here you can see I have some hooks attached. I have an eyelet attached. You can put all kinds of things on here. At some point in time, I'll probably use this 80/20 post here to put on maybe some gas cans. You could put on, someday I'm going to have a diesel heater, hook a diesel heater. But these T-slots are awesome. I actually saw somebody hook a mountain bike to the side. So the actual 80/20 T-slots, very versatile, and you can hook a lot of things to the outside, which is really cool for overlanding. So the more we talked about it, the more we really don't have 5 negatives, but we were able to come up with 3. And probably the biggest negative, and this probably comes from Steph because she's usually the one who sets the bug net up, is how long it takes to set the bug net up. The poles, I can attach the poles pretty quick. They go up pretty quick, but because the bug net is in a small bag, by the time you take it out, it's a little cumbersome and to attach it. And then if you want to go anywhere, you have to take that down. So, you know, it's not like some of these that have 2 latches here and the whole clamshell comes up. It takes a little longer than that. Could I, for more money, build a clamshell type top? I could. However, we'd probably have to get a seamstress involved and things like that. So we're pretty happy with the tent system, the pole system, and it works for us. Someday, if bugs leave planet Earth, then, you know, we won't have to use the bug net anymore at all. So, number 2, the bolts do rust up, and the ones that we use a lot do rust. So if there's tension on the bolts, they do rust. It doesn't bother me that much, but I can see how it could bother some people. I can get these bolts pretty cheap and the nuts pretty cheap. It doesn't happen on all of them, and if I had a garage, it probably wouldn't happen much at all. But any time that there's pressure on these, then the zinc oxide just doesn't last as long as there is some rust to it. But it's a camper. We're camping in it. It's going to get dirty. It's going to get rusty. So we're okay with it. I doubt if we'll ever change them out, honestly. So, but I can see how people were like, oh, it doesn't look the greatest. So that's number 2. Negative number 3, and the last one, is probably the fact that it's not the most aerodynamic thing in the world. It is a little boxy, so some wind does hit. If I had a different generation Tacoma, we would probably have a roof rack with some type of aerodynamic system, some type of windshield, and I think that would probably help kick the wind up over the topper. So that's number 3. It's a little boxy and it's not that aerodynamic. Okay, we're gonna do a wrap up. First, I'd like to thank all the subscribers. Really appreciate it. This is the first time we ever did a YouTube channel, so really appreciate the subscribers, people that made comments, people that had questions. There's your 5 pros from us, or 3 negatives. Would we do it again? Heck yeah, it was a lot of fun. I mean, to actually plan this with no kit or anything, just sketching it out on iPad was a lot of fun. It was a little stressful with the measurements, having to be exact and everything, but yes, we would do it again. We're going to enjoy it for many, many years until we can't climb up in it anymore, and just get out there and enjoy nature. So we hope you get out there and enjoy nature. We hope we gave you some ideas. The reason why we did this is because we're not engineers, we're not construction type people, and we were able to build something that we're going to have years and years and years of enjoyment. And that's all for Flip Top Topper. If you have any comments, please make some comments. I'll check into some of the videos every once in a while. Don't be surprised though someday that your channel disappears, because we're not really making any money, so I'm not going to continue paying for the URL address and everything. So, but anyway, hopefully we'll see some of these going down the road, and give us a shout out. Take care.